Joining us now is District 1 School Board member Candace Hunter. Candace, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Candace, it must feel like whiplash to many parents, as well as the staff of the 3 schools now off the closure list. What is your understanding of the reasons for the reversal from the first plan draft?
I can't go into personnel matters, but what I can tell you is that the superintendent had some questions about the authenticity of all the information that he received. And because he could not trust everything, he really wants to go back and verify and make sure that the information he received is actually what is present in all of the documents.
And regarding the new school boundary lines, what changed that made the district suggest postponing this? More time for community input?
As I understand it, the administration has been doing several things at once. So they did what's called turnaround plans, the TAP plans. They were doing boundaries, and then they were doing the 3 schools that are not attached to a turnaround plan, which is required by TEA. They really feel comfortable about the turnaround plans because that was handled by a different, I want to say, department to better help you understand. And the other 2 plans were done by like another group. And that's the problem where the superintendent really wants to go back and make sure that voice was heard from every community member, that nothing was lost, that nothing was represented in a way that people didn't intend it. And so that's why the split.
Now, there were questions about the lack of clarity on the timing for these changes in the revised plan. Is that a concern? And do you think that this new plan will have enough votes to pass?
So because the plans were one but attached, there are parts. Will it pass or not? I'm one of 9 votes. I know how I'm going to vote. I still have questions, and we still have an opportunity to answer more questions. And even on the day of the vote, we can get more answers. And so that's how I'm going to lean into like getting all of the information and getting all my questions answered. The timing is not great. Austin ISD needs comprehensive change. That's why the boundaries. That's why looking at schools. We can't have all of these buildings that are half full. That costs money.
What are your biggest concerns about these closures?
My biggest concern right now is that the communities that always are shouldering the closures are again continuing to shoulder the closures. And I get it. I'm District 1. We're 28 schools. That's East and Northeast Austin. It's where the district began. So we have the most schools. Unfortunately, it is also the most rapidly gentrifying area. And so we have a lot of people who just aren't having kids. And those who are sometimes don't choose to send their kids to Austin ISD.
The district's budget problems that have led to this are not new, and neither are some of the root causes, which include underfunding from the state, according to public school advocates. But in your view, how did we end up in this situation? Honestly,
if I'm just being really honest with you, there's a basic level of education that every district provides for their children, right? We have arts academies, we have science academies, we have AP classes, we have on-ramps, we have all of these wonderful things that people have gotten used to. Those things don't happen in a vacuum. They happen because we fund them. And we fund them even though the state underfunds us. We're at a point now we can't continue to do that. We just can't.
As you think about the 10 schools still on that list for closing, what do you ultimately hope comes from this transition?
We have to realign our district. The reason those schools are in a turnaround plan is because the state of Texas has deemed them unacceptable, which we call a UA. Some of them are 2 and 3 UA, which means they've not passed or the state gives them an F. What I want is that every child have a great education in Austin ISD. Now, I'm not saying I want every child to be in an A school or a B school because that doesn't really tell you what's happening in the school. That tells you what happened on one day during the STAR test for those children. That's what that letter tells you. It does not tell you what's happening the other 170-something days of the year.
Well, certainly the STAR test has been very unpopular. We've heard from a number of students and advocates, and I know there are tough decisions ahead for you and your fellow board members. Austin ISD School Board Member for District 1, Candace Hunter, thank you so much for being with us and sharing your perspective.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe and leave us a comment below to let us know your thoughts on this video. And don't forget, you can watch full episodes of Austin Insight for free in the PBS app.